So I'll just get right to the point. Kingdom Come Deliverance II might actually be the best, most immersive RPG I've ever played. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Now, I recognize that that is a massive statement. I get it. Trust me, I've played a lot of RPGs, great ones, especially open world RPGs, which just so happen to be one of my favorite genres of games ever. From the first Kingdom Come Deliverance to Red Dead Redemption 2 to Cyberpunk 2077, all those games pulled me in for different reasons, whether it be fantastic story and characters, fantastic visuals and music, extremely fun combat, or just an insane level of freedom in choices. So when I tell you that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is the best open world RPG I think I've played since Red Dead Redemption 2, which is one of my favorite games of all time, by the way, know that I don't just say it. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, when compared to other open world RPGs, just hits different. Not only does Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 offer everything I just said, it offers most of those things better than the majority of open world RPGs I've ever played. Cause every decision matters, every action has consequences. How you speak, how you fight, how you live in this world, it all affects how the world sees you, and it's done to a level that I've truly never seen done in an RPG before. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 isn't just an RPG, it is a world that remembers everything that you do and rewards and punishes accordingly for it. The type of game that is just polished to a shine, a masterclass of what it's trying to do and what it wanted to be. And then when you combine that weighty role-playing with incredible presentation, a deeply human story, and combat that actually requires strategy, you get something rare in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A game that is, in my humble opinion, one of the most rewarding experiences I have ever had in this genre. This is the new gold standard I am going to measure every future open world RPG against. Because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, this is what real immersion should feel like and should be from this point going forward. So Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is, of course, the direct sequel to 2018's Kingdom Come Deliverance, a game that was really already pushing the limits of immersion at that time. You return to the world of Bohemia as Henry of Skalitz, now the squire to the always entertaining Sir Hans Capon. The story kicks off with a simple mission. You head to Trotsky Castle and assess the loyalties of Otto von Burgo, but naturally everything goes sideways. You get ambushed, stripped of your gear, and barely escape with your life. And from there, you need to fight to regain your place, rebuild your reputation, and survive a brutal, politically charged world. And that right there is what sets Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 apart from several other RPG worlds. Because Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 isn't trying to be like every RPG. It's trying to be the realist RPG. The type of RPG that is not trying to make you some unstoppable power fantasy warrior. It's not here to make you feel invincible. It is here to make you feel capable of surviving, capable of rising through the dirt and actually earning your place in the world, and most importantly, actually earning your skills. The name of the game of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is one beautiful word, and that, my friends, is immersion. I genuinely believe it's the most immersive game I've played since Red Dead Redemption 2. And that fantastic immersion all boils down to three things. The three things that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 does so wonderfully: presentation, role-playing, and realism. Now let's start with the obvious, that being the presentation. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is absolutely stunning. I just love it when in-game shots just make you take a step back and just say, damn. Like seeing the forest trees as the sunlight peeks through, or the stony, mud-filled and torchlit streets of the settlements that you visit, I swear never ceased to amaze me. And then when you match that presentation and that atmosphere with the impeccable sound design, the winds cutting through the trees, the crackle of the torch, you legitimately forget that you're playing a game and you believe you are living in this world, living in the world of Bohemia. Now, admittedly, the character models are still a little stiff and rough. You can definitely tell that this is still running on an upgraded version of the old engine. It was never enough to ruin anything, mind you, but it's still noticeable and sometimes a little uncomfortable. It doesn't take away from the fact that this game is just a constant looker that just leaves you taking in its beautiful world. But you know what else can improve a gorgeous world? A good soundtrack. Now, in terms of memorability, while some of the songs are very memorable, this isn't that type of soundtrack where memorability is the name of the game. But in just the sense of being nice on the ears, it's a damn good soundtrack, especially when you just travel. That's honestly where my love for the music is coming from. It's just when you are walking around the villages or horseback riding through an open plain when those beautiful strings and flutes play. It's, in a lack of a better word, cinematic. No, magical. No, it's just ethereal. But hey, visuals, soundtrack, all that stuff is great. But you want to know what is also great? The actual RPG mechanics. How the game world reacts to you, your choices, your reputation, the person that your Henry chooses to become. And this is where Kingdom Come Deliverance II really starts to shine. Do you want to know one of my biggest gripes with the modern RPG? I really can't stand when games give you that illusion of choice. Like, you know what I'm talking about. When the games give you multiple options, but they all kind of lead to the same outcome, making it more of a choose your own adventure than a real game where your choices matter. Sometimes it's okay to have something be that bare bones, and sometimes it can deliver on that feeling extremely well. But sometimes those choices are just so useless and borderline insignificant that it really had no business being in the story or in the game at all. And that's why Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is an entirely different beast. When I hear the key phrases of an RPG, like the adventure is yours and every action has consequences and the like, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is probably the next best example I can think of with this sentiment, right next to Baldur's Gate 3. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2's level of choice goes all the way down to the actions that you make outside of the dialogue options. Now, don't get me wrong, you get plenty of choice within those dialogue options either way. But depending on which option you take or which dialogue you choose, you can completely get different dialogue choices, which in turn can lead to completely different outcomes. If your Henry is a slick talker, he can talk his way out of trouble or talk himself into more of it if he's not careful. Or you can use your persuasion to maybe completely bypass an entire quest line altogether. The way you speak, act, even look in this game can have real consequences on your gameplay. Entire quest, story branches, even full-on character relationships can shift depending on what you say, what you do, and how you do it. One wrong sentence and you might lock yourself out of a major storyline. Or say the right thing and you might skip a fight entirely. And that is a real RPG. Not surface level choices, but genuine, substantial changes to the story and your experience. This is already really impressive, but Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 takes it even a step further because it goes even deeper than just the dialogue. Your choices that you make even in the world itself can have dire consequences. This is a very realistic world, so it's not just you go, steal something, they see you, you go to jail. No, it's deeper than that. Like, the NPCs are actually pretty damn smart when they want to be. But let's say you forget to close the door. NPCs may come to investigate the open door, and if they see you stealing the item, they will go and call the guards. Or even if they don't see you stealing the item, but they see you walk out of the store, they may go in, investigate, and if they see that something is missing, they will actually put 2 and 2 together, brand you as the thief, and you will still have to face consequences. It is like the choices you make in this world are truly reacting to the Henry that you choose to be. It's deep and nuanced and actually has consequences for your character. It's what all RPGs should strive to do, a good give and take. Every action has a reaction, and the level of which you want to be a good man or a bad man or a noble with a dark heart or a thief with a heart of gold is truly up to you. But like we discussed a little earlier, no deed in this game is unpunished, and that leads to my personal favorite thing about this game, why I think it is the best RPG we have gotten in years. And it all boils down to this: realism. The realism of Kingdom Come Deliverance II is what brings everything together. So a lot of RPGs do have pretty graphics. Even some really quality RPGs do have deep level of choice and consequence. But what most RPGs don't have, that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 offers, is a level of progression, and most importantly, how that progression is tied with the realism. I want you to think about a lot of the games that you play. I'm not just talking RPGs, I just mean games in general. How do you see leveling up or upgrading? You probably see like collecting special items, big old massive skill trees to improve combat or exploration, etc, etc. And while Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has that as well, it is implemented in ways that, in my opinion, should be the new standard in how to upgrade in games like this. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 knows how to make you feel stronger. Not like a game that you just play and grind in, but like a world that you live in that you are beginning to master. In Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, you basically upgrade by living and interacting with the world. Riding horses, blacksmithing, sword fighting, sneaking around. The act of doing these activities will eventually build up your XP in each perk until you naturally level up, and you can pick new skills from that point to make your Henry do that skill better. It's nothing inherently new, but the subtle difference is uncanny thanks to, like I said, the realism. This may be a game, but by God, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 tries its absolute damnedest to make sure that you forget that this is a game. It doesn't require you to constantly open a skill tree to get Henry to where you want him to be. No, the job and the responsibility falls almost entirely on you. If you want Henry to become a better swordsman, then you gotta go train. You gotta go find some trainers and maybe even cause a few scraps and practice your sword skill. I'm all yours. You want Henry to become a better blacksmith? You better stop wasting money at stores and go find a blacksmith shop and partake in the act yourself. Or you want to become an animal master? You better not neglect your animals. You gotta go ride your horse, praise it every now and again. Feed your dog and praise him as well.
Come here, boy.
Essentially, at the very start of the game, you suck at just about everything. But as you start to naturally go out and throw yourself in these encounters, the world of Kingdom Come Deliverance will reward you, but not if you do the bare minimum. And that's what sets it apart from other RPGs. It is more than just killing a bunch of baddies and collecting some points and this, that, and the other. You want to be rewarded in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, then you need to put in work. It's a game that actually makes you feel like you are learning and improving in the world that you are in by actually going out and making things happen. And that inherently makes it so that you feel more fulfilled, more engaged with what and how you do it. No, wait a goddamn minute. You wanna know something funny? You wanna know something really funny? That's not even the rest of it. I was actually prepared to stop the video, but I just realized I spent almost this entire time talking about KCD2 and the several things it does right. Its world, its realism, its choice and consequences. Would you believe me that this game actually has more? Like more to offer? Like a damn good, engaging, well acted, and layered narrative? This isn't just another good story. The story of Kingdom Come Deliverance II has everything I would want when I ask for a story. It's funny, often downright hysterical. It's dramatic, with several dark, emotional, and heartbreaking moments. And I think the best part about it, it is adult. It's complex. This is a game about many things: war, perspective, empathy, revenge, and of course, politics. And like anyone would, or at the very least should know, this is not a black and white issue, and the game explores that deeply, showing several different moments and characters that dare to challenge our initial preconceptions on what we thought was the right side. But like real life, people are not stagnant. They change, perspectives change. People you originally thought were evil may actually have more to them than meets the eye. And some people that we thought were weak or kind end up doing things that may show them in a whole new light. It's like I said earlier, more than anything, this is truly a game for adults. Sometimes it's just absolutely heartbreaking, but I respect Kingdom Come Deliverance II for just having the sheer balls to go there in the first place. In fact, all of the issues that the characters go through hit me so hard because all of the characters in Kingdom Come Deliverance II are legitimately great. Henry is such a wonderful balance of a blank slate and legitimately well-written and brilliantly acted character with a bunch of hilariously quotable lines. And yet, while I love Henry, I think my favorite character in the entire game is Sir Hans Capon. Having both some of the funniest lines, some of the best acting, and some of the most substantial growth from boy to man in the entire game. The female leads, Rosa and Catherine, are an example of female leads done right. They have strengths and apply them without behaving like they are all-powerful. No, these women are smart enough to recognize when they need help, but strong enough to come in clutch several times throughout my playthrough. Every single character in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has depth, complexity, and are exceptionally acted. They are the reason why you grow so invested in this story, because you are so invested in these characters and their relationships, and you want to see them succeed and reach their goals and defeat the enemy and finally ask themselves the hard questions that they have been putting off for so long. You know, I talked about the open world, I talked about the RPG mechanics, I talked about the story. I should probably take a few minutes to talk about the melee combat. Cause God, even just playing the game when compared to the original is such a night and day difference. Melee combat in general feels great. Particularly thanks to the DualSense. I played on my PlayStation 5, and the resistance that can be felt when swinging a sword or loading a crossbow, it all felt heavy and weighty, like you're wielding a real weapon capable of deadly effects given, you know how to wield it properly. Which again is what makes it so great. It takes work to master. So while combat is still difficult, it's not really that unfair. It's just something that's out to challenge you. It doesn't hold your hand, and really, I respect that. You get less directional arrows, which helps to simplify the sword placement. They make combat as a whole just overall quicker and more responsive. It allows you to use a wider variety of weapons, now including crossbows, and even early firearms. I can never pronounce that word. Pistol? I always feel like I'm complicating it. The point is, it's a game that's out to challenge you but wants you to succeed. They give you the tools to make it happen, but it's up to you to determine which weapons or really which approach to combat fits your playstyle. how to properly use it, master it, and then carefully plan and predict your attacks, whether that be to attack right in front with heavy blunt power, or ducking and weaving and parrying back and forth until you find the right position and stab them in the back. It's the type of combat system that's similar to the world and progression. It rewards you for the time that you put into it. That is the power of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. It feels like what most RPGs should always strive for, and that's make sure that every choice you make, from which weapon you craft, how you speak to NPCs, to how you treat your animal companions, to how well you choose to dress Henry, to how often you take your personal hygiene seriously. It's a rare occurrence where an RPG gives you genuine control and choice to the level that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 achieves. Now, I do have a few small, very tiny issues that never ruined the game, but I did notice them a few times. First off, the game is still a little buggy. Not nearly as bad as the first game, but sometimes you see a weapon spazzing out or a character in their underwear in a cutscene, which is funny at best, but then a little weird at worst. Yeah, like I said earlier, the character models, particularly for the in-engine game and not the cutscenes, they could be a little polished. I understand that there really isn't a whole lot they can do about that. It was never too bad. So, you know, if we get KCD3 and they have the same looking faces, it's not going to be the end of the world or anything, but it would be nice if they fix it because I did find it a little odd. And finally, I do wish that we had a little something more after the game. I particularly mean a little like extra something with the side characters, right? With that said, we are getting a lot of updates, so who knows, maybe that's something that they'll add in the near future. That is it. That's all I got. That's literally all I got in terms of my problems. But you know, sometimes you just get a game that fundamentally does what it's supposed to do and succeeds at it with flying colors. A game that isn't perfect, because no game is ever perfect, but just shows a complete mastery of its craft. And Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, as far as open world RPGs go, is a perfect example of that type of game. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is what happens when you take a strong foundation, polish it and iron out the kinks, and improve on just about every aspect of its creation, and put player choice and freedom at the forefront of the experience. The result is a game that from this point on, every studio going forward should use as an example when making an open world RPG. This isn't an option. This is the gold standard from this point going forward. Between its gorgeous world and sound, a deep political story with humor and heart to boot, boasted up with incredible performances, a fun melee combat system with a lot of variety, and, of course, a world unlike any other that truly feels reactive to every small choice you make. From dialogue to how you dress, to how you speak, to how you progress. You mix all those together and you get a game like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. A masterclass of open world immersion. One of the best open world RPGs in years, and one of my new favorite RPGs ever. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is just another example of what happens when you let devs cook. Warhorse, well done, and to everyone out there, play this game. I can't guarantee it'll be for you because this is a very specific type of game, but I promise you that if it grabs you, you are going to be in for an experience unlike any other. From this point going forward, Warhorse Studios are now at the tippity top of the list of crafting an open world RPG. I tip my hat off to Warhorse Studios because they crafted something that is incredibly special. And that was my review of Kingdom Come Deliverance II. Every RPG studio should all take notes from Warhorse. They are currently leading the charge in this genre. And I truly hope that every open world focused studio follows suit. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is just such a fucking incredible game, man. I guarantee not a single RPG from this year can possibly top what Kingdom Come Deliverance... Oh, yeah. Oh, well, that was quick. Yeah, as you may have guessed, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. That game's fucking incredible. And that is definitely the next game I am reviewing, so look forward to that, because I've got a lot to say. But hey, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. If you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. It helps a ton. If you want to stay up to date with what I'm doing, you can follow me on Instagram. That's @TheGamerCritic. Be good people, and I will talk to all of you very soon. All right, peace.